It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. This is episode 249. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, comedian Noelle Herzog.
That's me.
What an amazing live podcast in real life this time.
Yeah, this is real. We had the best time.
We had the best time. It was flawless. It was beautiful. That venue was beautiful. Shout out to Caveat in New York City on the Lower East Side. It was gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
I can't wait to do something else there.
Me too. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the place to do it.
Perfect venue. I wish we had it all night to hang out in.
Me too. I would have stayed there.
Same.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, it was the New York Comedy Festival and they had another show right after ours.
They had a poet after us, a comedic poet.
Oh, cute.
He did like comedy poetry.
Look at you knowing the wall stuff. Look at you reading the wall. We're here to talk about season 10, episode 6 of 90 Day Fiance.
Here we are.
There's a lot of conflict. I was texting you last night about that. I'm like, Noelle, why is everyone fighting?
But like, I don't know. I feel like this isn't a good group of people.
No, but it's also like, I try to put myself in each person's shoes.
And you would just
like,
leave.
I'm like, no, I'm not in any of these shoes. I would never be in any of these shoes. This is so stupid.
I would never be Sophie. I would never be Jasmine.
Right.
I'd
never be Anal Eye.
Right. I'd never be Uranus.
I'd never be Ashley.
I would hell to the no be Ashley.
I couldn't afford to be Nikki.
I wouldn't be Nikki. I don't need it.
Devin, no, this is unrelatable.
Okay. I want to say something about Devin.
Okay.
So I keep looking at like these posts of Devin on like Reddit, Instagram, everywhere. Have you seen the way she does her eyeliner?
Okay. I know all about it.
Okay.
I've never read about it, but I know what's going on.
Okay. So it's like, I thought so at first, but then I was like, let me read about this. Cause like maybe I'm imagining things. I'm not. Her eyeliner is done specifically, purposely for a reason.
Yes. She is trying to, emulate. Is that a good word?
Yeah. Yes.
An Asian eye.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I see what's happening here. Okay. Yeah. I hate that so much.
It's like a weird, like fetish kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Very
because
strange.
it's like, it's a wing.
But it's a down wing.
But it's a down wing.
Okay. Exactly. Now also, I can't wait to talk about them because I have so many things to say, but we'll get there.
Okay.
We launched our new podcast. It's called Macaroni Rascals, a Jersey Shore podcast. We launched it last week or yesterday, depending on when you're listening to this. Go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast. This is where you could find Macaroni Rascals, a Jersey Shore podcast. This is where you could find So Pumped, a Vanderpump Rules podcast.
Yes.
Catfish Trash Talk is now there.
The whole series of Unexpected.
90 Day Fiance the other way.
90 Day Fiance self-quarantine.
90 Day Fiance the single life.
There was some 16 and pregnants in there, right?
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, I forget at this point what was on there. That's how much Patreon
this is a list.
That's so crazy. And you know what? Like,
and our favorite podcast, BS,
where we just BS.
Yeah, we do.
But you know what's crazy is if you're a patron, and you're up there and you go to Patreon, you can listen to everything that we've posted on Patreon. It's not like the last 10 episodes.
Right. Yeah. Just saying. So go over there, check it out. Check out our brand new podcast, Macaroni Rascals.
That's my favorite. I had to put the air on in here.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm Hannah. I don't know.
You're Hannah?
I'm Hannah. It's like, I wish that I had a button to open my window. That's what I wish I had.
I told you that the other day.
A window
said, don't
button.
you wish you had a smart window?
I do.
And then you thought it was a thing. You were like, wait, what's a smart window? And it's like, no,
yeah,
it's not. I made it up. It might be a thing. I just don't know about it.
It's a thing with like curtains and blinds, but not with actual window.
Never know. There's probably a smart window somewhere. Let's get you some smart windows.
I'm sure Elon will come up with it soon.
Great. Speaking of Elon, let's talk about Rob and Sophie.
Yuck.
She is gone. She lasted 20 days. She lasted 20 days in the dungeon.
I wouldn't have lasted that long.
In his walk-in closet with his ninja appliances.
And also, like his pit bull, he needs to have a big ass dog in that little place.
Come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
She said she doesn't F with him anymore.
He's right. But she does, though, because she's stupid.
Okay, so he said that the conversation that she found is old and he doesn't even know the girl.
He said it was just free porn from a random. What? So that should make it okay?
Okay, but the problem that I'm having is, number one, his braids are getting worse to me.
I know they are.
They are getting worse, right?
Mm-hmm. To me, they are.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he got them redone or they're just...
He's just getting worse and worse.
He's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Own up to what you did and apologize. She's looking for you to be on the same page with her. And if you're telling her that you didn't do anything wrong, then that's even a bigger problem than what you did.
Well, so that's the problem. If you're arguing with her about it, like you're not going to win this. And it shows like the emotional abuse of this. I hate it.
Right. So she won't answer him and she's in an Airbnb.
Right. And she talks to Claire. Claire Bear.
Oh my God, Claire. She FaceTimes with her mom, Claire. And let me tell you something. Not only has she been in America for 20 days, but she has not washed one thing on her body, including her hair, in 20 days. She still has the same bobby pins. And what's happening?
She still has the same bobby pins. Her face is Kentucky Fried Chicken greased.
What's happening, Noelle?
Bad things.
Okay. So I'm assuming that she fried her hair with bleach.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. So that's why she wears a wig. But then why the ponytail?
Why the
bobbies?
Why the bobbies?
Why the roots?
What's happening?
If it were me, I would have just dyed my hair back to like whatever, say it's black. I would have just dyed it back to black. And then that's it. Not touch it for a very long time.
Or shave your head and always wear a wig.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Why the fake ponytail? I have so many questions.
I have a ton of questions. Yeah. So she tells her mom what she found in his phone. And she said it was from 14 weeks ago. Her mother's like, what? Okay. Her mother's also like, I know it's not the right word, but like fearmonger. She's like encouraging the hysterics.
Yeah, of course she is. And her mom doesn't like Rob. So she
her mother's like, I cannot breathe. And it's like, yeah, your face is filled with Idahoan.
It's filled to the brim with mashies.
Yeah. So Rob was crying.
And mom says they're crocodile tears.
I know. Well, I believe her.
I don't think Rob is sorry.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So she tells her mom she's in, quote, some house in LA.
Right. Whose house? Is it someone that you've yachted for? What house is it?
This is no yacht house. This is an Airbnb. Why can't you just say that you're in a rental?
She can't. But it's like she'll say, I'm in a rented house or whatever, but she won't say Airbnb. Yeah.
So her mother said, quote, he's jobless. He's boring.
And he can't do the bare minimum.
And now he's talking to dirty, nasty skanks online. Okay. Quote,
so his sausage explodes,
just
right?
so he could get his sausage to explode. And you know what? I'm like, Claire, you are extremely funny.
I love her. Yeah. It's like, I wish Claire was in this relationship.
Yeah. I'm like, Claire, you make me laugh. So she's like,
basically her mother's like, hey, you're still there. So like, I know you're going to go back to him. And she's like,
well, that's what she said. She's like, you're not saying I'm coming home. You're just saying you're having a problem. So,
And she's like, yeah, well, I need to hear his side of the story.
So you don't want to go.
Yeah. So you're going to get back together with him. This is what I tell you. Don't I tell you this all the time?
All the time.
Why are we wasting our time here? If you're just going to get back together with him, just go back then. You're not doing anything by doing this. You're just making yourself look weaker because he's going to come to you with some weak ass excuse and you're going to take him back. So instead, don't even get upset.
Don't tell people then.
Yeah.
Don't tell people. Listen, this could be handled a lot differently, but I think that in life, there's a lot of things that we should have handled differently in retrospect.
Agreed.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Love BetterHelp.
How do you feel about the end of the season, Noelle?
I struggle so hard at the end of every season.
Do you look forward to the holidays?
Sometimes, some years, and not every year.
Do you maybe struggle with some seasonal blues?
100%.
Well, this time of the year can be a lot, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety about it. But adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings. Therapy can be a bright spot amid all of the stress and change, something to look forward to make you feel grounded and to give you the tools to manage everything going on. Noelle and I we've both benefited from therapy. It's given us some positive coping skills, how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. And it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma.
No, but I will tell you, I never knew how to, in my lifetime, how to set a boundary until I started therapy.
True story. Yep. I just thought it was mean.
That's what I mean. Right. Or like I didn't want people to get mad at me. Yep.
Well, if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you could switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
Love that. Done it.
Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/fiance today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fiance.
Sounds great.
Speaking of therapy, let's talk about Gino and Jasmine.
This is a lot, but let's do it.
Okay. Why does I don't know. Gino's face to me is very strange in this episode.
Why?
I don't know. It's
just
different to me. I just feel like he looks like a funeral director.
But he never looked like one before?
I don't know. There's just something.
Maybe he put on his other mask for his family.
Maybe he did. So they're gonna go meet his family, and she's just not in the mood. But she wants to look professional,
right? So she has to put on a power suit.
Okay. Did you see that meme recently about how girls in the 2010s would dress professional to the club?
Tracey, I would wear like a vest and a double-breasted blazer. Yes.
That's all I could think about.
It's so true. That was like, what was it? Pinstripes were in.
Oh my God. Yes. She said that if the family's mean, she's just going to leave. So she has to cover her body because they think she's a gold digger.
What is your body? Like, why? What does that have to do with
also,
a gold digger?
You're not dressing really normal.
No, okay. First of all, you're not dressing normal.
You have white gloves on. You're just like Mickey Mouse.
Right.
What are you doing?
But like I just don't understand what she wears has to do with a gold digger. I don't know.
But also, did she put on a mustache?
No, she's been growing it out.
Okay, because there's like a really crazy shadow. I think it's from her lip fillers.
I don't know, because Kimberly from The Other Way has the same thing.
Yeah, but this one, I think what I think it is I think that her lip fillers have migrated so far up that there's a shadow and it makes it look like she has a little baby mustache.
I don't know. I'm just so tired of the red lipstick with these lips.
Not too much, do you think?
You think?
Interesting. So they're going to go to a bocce ball lunch.
Who knew? I didn't take Gino for a bocce ball type.
Okay. So it's just funny to me how they're trying to be like so like fresh off the boat Italian.
Yeah, I know.
But also so Texas.
I know. So it's like in my mind, it's like
Michigan, right?
They're in Michigan.
Okay. I don't think anyone knows that. I don't think anyone got that memo.
No, they're acting like, I mean, are we allowed to say hillbillies anymore?
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
They're acting like a bunch of hillbillies. They're acting like racist hillbillies.
Okay. I put that they're nasty and they're trash.
They are.
So Dana has on an American flag button down. Cousin Tony has on, no, not someone else has on was it Cousin Tony with the hat?
That had on a hat.
The cowboy hat?
Yep.
I'm like, what is happening?
His wife has a bouffant, and it's like, you are not from Michigan.
I don't know where you're from, or maybe we don't know enough about Michigan, thank God.
Okay, so I've never been to Michigan.
Wow.
What? Yeah.
Kid Rock is from Michigan.
Eminem is from Michigan.
Okay, this is making a lot more sense. But
Kid Rock, Eminem, Kate and Ty.
Okay, but then do we drop the fresh off the boat thing? Like you can't.
Yes, you can't do both. So I think that they should drop the fresh off the Italian boat.
Yeah.
And like lean more into the Kid Rock of them.
Yes.
Kid Rock used to be so hot before he turned total asshole.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it, please.
God, I cannot.
We're not
hear
speaking
a picture
anymore.
without thinking of you. I put your picture away. That was your jam.
Sat down and cried today. I can't look at you while I'm lying next to her.
My dad loved that song too, of course.
Okay. So
she feels like a cow going to a butchery. I thought that was hilarious. She's in the car. She's like, I feel like I'm a cow going to a butchery. And I'm like, it's an interesting way to put it.
His cousin said, he's like, listen, I know he's not the best looking. I know he has no money. And also they saw slutty pictures of her basically. Right. So they're like wondering if she's just looking for a sugar daddy.
Well, he probably sent them the topless pics of her.
Yeah,
too.
He definitely did. He was like, look at this side of beef that I have over here.
Yeah. He's like, look, I'm bringing her to the butchery. You want to see?
And they're like, actually, we already have our cowboy hats on. Bring her on down. We'll bleed her out.
Great.
That was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she tells his cousin she has nothing.
Mm-hmm.
She has nothing, and
she doesn't have any money. She left
100%. Yeah. How is this making anything better?
I guess she's trying to make it like, oh, I gave up my whole life for him.
Okay, but maybe don't say I don't have $1.
Yeah.
Okay. So then he tells his family about the $4,000 she spent on her mashed potato implants.
What do you expect? That you expect them to love her then?
Okay. And Dana goes, quote, that's a big red flag, just like the American one.
Good job.
Thanks. Jasmine doesn't want a celebration. She just wants a private wedding. Now, here's the thing. I understand, but like they think this is fake then.
Well, I feel like they are taking it as a personal attack. And I think she just means, well, I don't want him to have his whole family there when nobody in my family can come.
Yeah, and I think what she means is I don't like any of you.
Yeah, I think she means like you're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're a jerk. I don't want you to come. Yeah,
I think I would mean that too.
Yeah.
So Tony asked how she will be a, quote, productive American. He's like, how are you going to be a productive American?
It's like, shut the fuck up. Also, what was with that cousin in the back that you sent me a picture of?
What, you didn't like it?
Her teeth went down to her chin.
Wow. Noelle.
Cousin with the blue hoodie. Uh-huh.
Well, Noelle, first of all, we don't make fun of people's appearances because maybe she needed to bite her way out of a bad situation.
Okay. She had to dig her way out via mouth.
Maybe she's like maybe she was building a dam.
Literally. That's what she looked like.
Yeah. Well, you don't know. You don't know what people's struggles are. So please.
Okay. I take it back, Tracey.
Thank you. She was she was helping the beavers.
Okay, she was helping Rachel.
She had beaver fever.
She had beaver fever. That's what happened to her. I heard she was drinking from a lake and she sprouted those teeth.
She needs to eat some more alfalfa or Timothy grass.
My mom eats baskets. So
your mother does eat baskets. Your mother ate a noodle that was made of what jute is made of. A jute rug. Just saying.
Okay. Tracey's like, you ate a fucking blanket. Oh, no, you ate a rug. We were dying. We'll talk about that on BS.
She did eat a rug. Okay. So she said that she's always worked. You know, the only reason she doesn't have a job is because she's here and she can't legally work.
But she wasn't working in Panama.
Noelle. If you've always worked and you knew you were coming to America, why didn't you save a few dollars?
If I was her, I would have worked until the last day. So
but you also have kids.
Well, does she ? Right. But it's like, I would have worked till the last minute because, like, what if you go there and you hate it? Like Brandon, he couldn't have afforded a ticket back home. She can't afford a ticket back home. Not. Yeah.
So she brings up the prenup.
Right. And she's like, but she does say, I could understand why you guys would think that he should have one. But he shouldn't. But I can understand why you guys think you should have one.
Well, they leave because the dog is by himself.
Well, that's the best excuse. Dog's by himself.
She's like, the dog's by himself. And also the dog has to go to work.
Right. And I have homework.
Yeah. And he can't drive himself because he has no thumbs.
So I have to drive him.
Do you think when Tony asked how she was going to be a productive American, she should have said that she's going to join the service?
I mean, he would have probably like bowed to her.
But that's what I'm saying.
She should have said that.
She's not playing the game.
She doesn't know how to play the game. I could have played that game. You could have played that
game.
Gino?
He's driving like a weirdo, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's something wrong with him. You know that, right? You know,
I know, but it's like it's getting worse, I feel like.
With age.
I think that the more time he spends with her.
Well, the anxiety.
Yes.
He has very bad anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I would be terrified of her too. You can't tell her anything.
I know, but I just wouldn't have brought her to America. You know what I mean? Like that's
I mean, obviously, but that's the desperation of the people on the show.
So she drops her phone and finds a lip gloss with her Mickey Mouse gloves.
Here we go.
He's yelling and he said that he doesn't know. She's screaming and he says, it could be a coworker or another mother.
And she's like, a coworker? You go out with your coworkers? He's like, yeah, I go to fucking lunch. And it's like, oh.
I know, but like, why are you getting crazier than her?
Yeah, it's almost like he's trying to diffuse the situation, but then it makes me feel like, oh, Gina, what did you do? Why is there a lip gloss
and then
in your
she
car?
said, you were dating a B from work, and she said that he's super guilty. Now, I wonder if there's something to what she's saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If I was him, I would have been like, honestly, I've had this car forever. It's probably my ex-wife's. Sorry. I wouldn't have been like, I don't know. It's a mother effer from work.
It was so weird. She was crying hysterically, like having a tantrum. And
I mean,
she said,
right. Someone posted a meme or something. It's like, that's when your mom won't get you the toy at Toys R Us.
Yep. She said, take me home. I'm going back to Panama. And he calls her crazy. And she said that he said so they're in a parking lot. Where are they?
That's what I don't understand. And then it's like, she's like, I'm going to go to a hotel, but I don't have any money.
He said he's going to Uber her to a hotel.
And then she's leaning against the building.
But she drops her phone in the rain.
Yeah.
And she said, I didn't bring any money because I don't have any money. So you just don't have any money. So you didn't have
why would you bring money? Yeah. How could you bring it?
Let's talk about Anali and Clayton.
Oh God, Uranus and Clayton. But you know what?
Okay.
She's like a dork like him, though. I didn't realize it.
Okay, but also, what country is she from?
Peru.
Okay. So she flew.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Here we go. I'm gonna.
Peru to Miami. Miami to Atlanta. Atlanta, Kentucky.
Yes.
I mean, what was this flight? $4?
I mean, could you imagine Miami to Atlanta?
Miami to Atlanta. Why? You could have walked.
Why couldn't you do Miami to Kentucky or Cincinnati or wherever the hell you flew into?
Noelle.
Yep. I thought the same thing.
The furniture in his house that he does have.
Not much.
Was it from a prison closeout sale?
His bedroom furniture?
He has like a desk that's like from like a public school or jail.
I can't imagine. I mean, I would never be Uranus, but imagine going to your future house and it looking like this.
Nope.
No. What's her name? Annalie, right? Is her real name? Okay.
Annalie. He brings her an alpaca, a t-shirt with their picture on it. So his mom, Violet.
Flowers.
I know. Well, his mom, Violet, is practicing her Spanish. She's like, okay. She's like, hey, I'm practicing my Spanish. He's like, okay, what do you know? And she's like, ¿Cómo está?
And he's like, well, it would be estás, mom.
Okay. The mansplaining, though, that he's doing right now.
I know. He's
like, hey, mom, just let you know I'm better than you. So just like pipe it down. He's like, listen, just talk normal to her.
Right. And he's like, don't talk to her like she's a kid. I think what he should have said was like, because people do this. They're like,
trust me, I know.
Because like you think someone doesn't understand you, that you're gonna scream at the top of your lungs, like they can't hear you, but that's not the same thing.
Correct.
So I think he means like, mom,
my dad
pipe it down.
Very he did not know that not understanding English was not because the volume.
Right. Sometimes people get confused.
My father is one of those people.
That's confused. Hilarious.
Very confused.
Oh, I love that.
Maybe this man who only speaks Mandarin needs it to be louder.
Right. So if I'm like, hey, guy,
yes,
then they'll understand me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's mansplaining to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great.
He's in the airport. He's walking like he has a wedgie, right?
Yeah. I mean, he is slow to process.
Okay, good. He said that he never bought anyone flowers before because they're expensive and temporary.
What is he, cult? I mean, that's like the dumb shit cults would say.
Exactly. So
he said he has a pessimistic mind.
Great.
Also, you had to bring every gift with you? Your
Noelle.
home is a disappointment.
Noelle. Okay, first of all, she comes on the things. Her shirt doesn't fit her. So she has one of those shirts where the line goes underneath your breasticles.
Uh-huh.
And it's on top of them.
Yes.
He's crying.
And she's not.
He is kissing her head.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen dirtier hair in my life.
I know.
I'm like,
Tracey.
he's going to get a parasite from kissing her head.
Yeah, he's gonna get he's gonna get beaver fever, maybe.
He brings her an Amazon package.
But that's the thing. Why did you have to bring everything?
All you have to bring is maybe
bring the flowers.
Animal. Bring the flowers and the stuffed animal at most.
I would have had the stuffed animal on the bed at home.
Me too.
Because your home is full of disappointments. I would have a gift in every room.
He brings an Amazon package and opens the layers of it for her.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Here's your mug.
The mug that says the guinea pigs aren't food.
I mean, is this supposed to be like a funny joke?
Okay, but what's the difference between saying that Peruvians eat guinea pigs to saying that Asians eat dogs or cats or whatever?
Nothing.
Like these, right? So like maybe just stop. I'm not saying they don't eat them. Meaning, like, I know that in Peru they eat guinea pigs, or in Ecuador they eat guinea pigs.
Italians eat wild boar. Okay.
Italians eat horses.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, but also like, is that the only thing that you have? Like,
but that's what I mean. It's like the only joke. So now it's gonna get played out.
Yeah, like stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like, so how do you like Kentucky? She's like, I had no expectations. I think that's a good idea.
But then he's like, does it look anything like you like? And it's like, she can't even say like, oh yeah, I expected it to be very green. Nothing.
She can't, because honestly, she knows what's going to happen right now. She needs to focus.
Yeah, she does know.
He's worried that she's going to fight with his mom because she's very organized. His mother is a hoarder.
But so she got approved 6 weeks ago for the visa. They couldn't have cleaned?
No, because that's not who they are. So
yeah,
she walks in and they're like, here's our couch. It is made of Rubbermaid bins. Pull up a bin. His mother is like, hola, te amo.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh, awkward. Thank you. He shows her the guinea pigs. She's like, there's no couch. There's no table. And there's stuff everywhere. So if your mom is sleeping in the closet.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a living room?
Okay. So I guess so what I would do is, if you have to sacrifice a room, right? Sacrifice your dining room area. Put all of your mother stuff, stack it from floor to ceiling, and then have a regular living room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything is spread out throughout the whole house.
Well, he shows her the kitchen that looks a mess and goes, this is so much cleaner than it used to be.
And it's like, what does that mean exactly? Why did you have to tell her that? Don't tell her that.
She's like, my house in Peru is very big. Now, this is the typical hilarious irony of 90 Day Fiance.
What?
When Americans think that because she lives in South America,
she lives in squalor.
She's living in squalor and poverty. Meanwhile, she comes there and she's like, this is actually squalor and poverty. I lived in a mansion. Thank you so much.
He thought that it would be okay the way he lived because obviously she must be from poverty. Yeah,
exactly. So he basically said that they won't be able to do sex because his mom is there.
Also, does she have to put her suitcase on the bed? Why did they do this? Why does everyone
she probably does have to put her suitcase on the bed because there's no floor.
There's no other place to put it. That's true.
She puts on her t-shirt for bed.
And then she wants like, move over.
She wants his side of the bed. And she uses this panda as a divider. And he is mad. He's pouting.
I know. He is mad.
His eyes are so red in the confessional. What happened?
His eyes are red a lot. I don't know. Maybe his iron's too high. I don't know.
Noelle.
I don't know.
He looks like he was lit on fire. So
no,
he's really mad.
Also, he's laying in bed playing with a Rubik's Cube. Like, what's wrong with him?
I know, but he's laying in bed wide awake. Like,
go
ahead, fall asleep, see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna rub up against you.
I mean, I'm gonna do a lot of things.
She's like, I'm gonna hit you in the face.
Right. She's like, the panda will protect me.
But
I'll eat your guinea pig right now. I'll eat it alone. Oh, and then he's like, don't eat the guinea pig. She's like, he said, oh, well, if you ate the guinea pig, you'd have to learn how to cook. It's like, do you like this girl or are you just mean?
I know, but she doesn't like him either. They don't like each other.
Speaking of not liking each other,
Manuel
and Ashley.
Speaking of only wanted to hook up, really, that's all they should do. They should be like friends with benefits.
Yeah. They fought an hour ago, but then they did sex and it is magic.
And they do it once a day.
Yeah. So she brings him to the Spirit Room, which is a witch bar in Rochester.
Looks cool.
Okay, but a witch bar, I think it's more like a kitschy kind of like witch.
Of course,
decorated. It's not where witches
it's like here's
go.
a moon on the wall.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
He said it's his dream to be there. They meet up with her friends, and she tells her friends he has a spicy personality.
I love that her friend is like I love that it's like, we know he's a little short tempered. Like there was a little pause that made me like LOL.
She said that he laughed at her witch stuff. She's like, it's not going good. He laughed at my witch stuff. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do?
What do you want him to do?
Like,
do you want to teach him? Do you want him to be your warlock? Like, what do you want exactly?
Leave this guy alone.
You want to start a coven with him?
I know. So she's
Tracey
like,
says a coven.
A coven. Whatever. Radiator.
A dress. You say address.
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 Address. I had a whole conversation with my mom in the car.
Oh, your mom?
No, unfortunately, she says that like you. She says address.
Yeah.
But she does not say Roosevelt. I got news for you.
Well, she's wrong.
Nobody says that.
He doesn't know him like I know him.
Oh.
Saying. So he said that when she yells, he just listens, like, and laughs, kind of.
Yeah, because I feel like she is the type though to yell constantly about everything.
Of course she is. Her friend said that he's controlling. I don't think he's controlling. I think she's controlling.
So do I.
He said he's 80% ready to get married.
Right, but
and he also doesn't
said they
like
need to spend a little more time together.
Right. He said that he doesn't like the questions.
Yeah, I get it because I feel like she pesters him all day long.
Okay, so they're going to couples therapy already.
Wait, can I just say one thing?
You can say a few things.
All right, the group of people they're with. This is not the first time they've hung out before.
Right.
That couple is married.
What do you mean?
That the girl that was talking, I don't know their names.
Okay.
You know, at the end of the table,
the girl
basically
that speaks
main
Spanish?
couple. Yes.
Yeah.
The girl that speaks Spanish and the guy next to her are married. Was he not?
Oh, interesting.
I mean,
he did not seem like he would marry a lady to me.
Okay, thank you. That I wasn't sure how to say it, but I thought that was her friend. That the person next to him was his partner, not
okay. Same.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Because they say something about being married. She goes like, "This is my husband. He would never do that to me or whatever." And I'm like, "That's your husband." I was like, I need to talk to Tracey about this because that really confused me.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I didn't even pick up on that because I wouldn't have believed it.
I didn't believe it. That's why I said they're married. What the fuck? Question mark.
Well, guys, what do you know about this? Post it in the group, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk on Facebook. So he doesn't want to go to couples therapy. Why would he want to go to couples therapy?
Don't you feel like though, like there are so many guys though we've seen on the show, it's just not in their culture.
Yes,
like this
correct.
It's not normal for them.
Well,
why are we doing this? You're not even married yet and you have to be in therapy. Then
you've been together for, I think, a maximum of 10 days though.
Yeah. And you have to be in therapy already?
Well, he doesn't want to go. He said that he avoids problems. And Ashley said that he has a wall up. And he said that he deals with issues by himself. And he likes to ignore her. Well, she says he ignores her and watches TV. And he said that he likes to sit back and enjoy when she yells.
He's just saying that to poke fun at her, to make her mad. But she feeds into it.
He said that he needs privacy too.
If she stopped feeding into him, he would stop acting like that.
Yeah, of course. Also, it has to be annoying to live with her.
I can't imagine. the most annoying person in the world to live with would be Nikki. Like my brain would explode.
Noelle.
Second most annoying would be
I would
Ashley.
be very scared because I will say she does look like a villain.
She looks like a praying mantis. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's very
really
scary.
crazy.
Very scary. So Nikki and Igor, they wake up together. He wakes her up and they did sex the night before.
Wow. Thank you for telling us.
She said that her hormones are out of whack because she took them before she came. And he wants to know why. She always complains about sex and he wants to know why she didn't pick a professional.
Yeah, what does that mean? I didn't know what that meant.
Okay, so I feel like he says a lot of like kind of really mean things.
Me too.
But the way he says
things, them lightheartedly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like kind of like, why aren't you with a prostitute?
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So she feels insecure.
She's a leopard in heat.
Yeah. So they're meeting friends in the park.
Okay, I don't know, but I like their friends.
Okay, but they're at the lounge, right? And all of his friends hug her.
So it's Sasha, Roxy, Sergi, and Ivan, which is even, they say.
Right. Okay. Roxy said that she's surprised by his choice because she's not a, quote, standard normal woman.
She also said she's beautiful, though.
She does. But that's a save.
Yeah.
She said that, so, but Nikki eats this stuff up. She feeds into this.
That's the problem.
She's like, I've changed so much since 2006. The way my voice is. I got big, giant balloon boobs. I got
a butt.
I know. It's like, come on. So she brings up that she's trans. And he said that he didn't know that she, quote, wasn't a real woman.
Okay. And that's where I'm like, I know that that's the way he talks. He does. English isn't his native language. I understand that it's not, but he has to know that that's not the right way to say that.
And then she's like, oh, I was a homeless drug addict hooker.
But we didn't have to go that far to tell. They don't have to know you that well.
She's like, do you want to see inside my butthole?
Right. And they're like, maybe. I think Ivan really wanted to see.
Well, there's something very weird about how he speaks, about how Igor speaks.
Yes, there is.
It's almost like, is it drugged? Is it like some kind of mind control? There's something eerie about him.
He seems okay. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. He seems like he's on like pills. He does. That's just the way he acts. He could be or not be, but that's the way he acts.
Agreed.
Yeah.
She calls herself Inspector Gidget.
That was silly.
And then she spills liquor on her boobs and she wants him to lick it off.
See, but that's the thing. It's like, you don't need the day that I need that kind of sexual attention in front of you with Matt.
I mean, I'll leave. I'll never
put me out back and like put me out of my
you.
Misery. Thank you.
I will, because I will not do that.
That's so embarrassing, like for your life.
So now she wants to talk privately with Roxy.
Oh God, it's just so embarrassing too.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, why are we doing this?
And he tells his friends that she's a sex machine. And he said that she's dominating. And then they ask if she has a wiener.
Yes. Which, interesting. I guess they didn't know.
Well, how would they know?
Right. Yeah.
If he didn't tell them, then he wouldn't know.
But I like that his friends are like, listen, we're going to support you regardless.
Oh, his friends don't care. His friends are like almost getting a kick out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
And he said that he doesn't like to think about that she used to be a man.
Yeah, he says like he looks at it and then he just like pictures a penis. And he and then
Igor, stop talking to her then.
Well, so that's the thing. And then he says like that she acts controlling like a man.
So now here's the thing. She acts controlling like a woman.
Well, so I was going to say that I don't actually think that's at all exclusive to a man. I think she's acting like how Ashley acts. I think she's acting like a controlling woman, actually.
Yeah. If we're being totally honest. Now,
I totally agree.
Every problem that we have with Nikki as critics is not because of being trans. It's a lot. So it's like, okay, you're telling all his friends that you're trans. Great.
Yeah.
And then you're telling your friends that you're a homeless hooker drug addict. It's like, okay, well,
the last thing
this is a red flag. Just because you're trans doesn't mean that people need to accept every single thing in your life.
Well, so that's the thing. The last thing on earth I could possibly care about is whether or not Nikki is trans. That is the least of my problems. My problem is whenever you try to bully someone into sex, I think it's weird.
Yeah, very
But
weird.
like when I don't know, she's so harsh on him.
Yeah.
And it's like she treats him like a pet. And I don't like stuff like that. It has nothing to do with her being trans.
Also, the other thing that is very scary, he thinks about how she used to have a penis. I think about how her nose has been bitten by a small animal.
What happened to her? I feel like someone threw acid at her. Like, what happened to her?
I think this is a botched thing. I think it like collapsed a little bit.
Okay, but here's the thing. It looks again like she has Bieber fever. Like Bieber fever, not Bieber fever. Something disintegrated the tip of her nose. It doesn't look like a collapse. It looks like it was eaten.
Right, by a small woodland creature.
Yes.
Like a chipmunk had a snack of cartilage.
Right. Like maybe Gino's cousin came by.
And built a dam with her nose.
And took a bite out. Yeah.
I was like, this is the missing piece that we needed for the dam.
He needs some mashed potatoes. The other day on Reddit, someone was talking about, can we talk about the tip of Nikki's nose?
Yeah.
What's going on with it, blah, blah. And I said she should smooth it with mashed potatoes. I didn't even get any up votes. I didn't get any fucking likes on it. I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, have you people never heard of spackling with potatoes?
Hello.
What's the problem here?
I have a pour of Weiner right in the middle of my head.
Oh, Nikki.
Dilated. It's 10 centimeters. All right. Moving on to Devin and Nick.
Gross.
Okay. I think this is so funny. This is like one of the funniest scenes in the world.
It's ridiculous.
It's so funny though.
Yeah, it is. It actually is pretty funny.
So they're going to meet his parents. They get in the car. Her dad. Okay. His dad goes, she's so slim.
I guess it's because he constantly calls her a piggy.
Correct. He told them that she was probably like the fattest person they've ever met. He was probably like, wait until you meet this slopopotamus.
Because he's like, all Americans are so fat.
Yeah. He's like, I hog-tied her and got her here from America.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
And then her dad's like, oh, I didn't know that because she's actually pretty slim.
Right. His sister's there. The kids are there. And she's super intimidated. She has lipstick on her teeth, and his mom tells him to wipe the lipstick off her teeth. I thought that was so nice.
Yeah, I thought that was so nice.
He always has sauce on his mouth, and he always talks with his mouth full.
Yeah, he's a slop.
He is a slop.
Yeah.
So she won't say any Korean words. So now this is where I don't believe her.
Okay, tell me why.
Okay. She's basically obsessed with Korean culture.
Yes, like we spoke about in the beginning. Guys, just take a look at her eyeliner. That's all I'm saying.
Her eyeliner points down.
Yes. Her eyeliner points to she's doing it for a reason.
It's like she's doing Korean face.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. She will not say. They're like, did she know any Korean words? And she's like, no.
It's like, but you actually, I bet you do.
You definitely do. I mean, there was someone in the group posted recently. They're like, well, here, actually, let me go and so I don't.
What about K-pop? She should listen to K-pop. Yeah,
she definitely. But the problem is that she does listen to K-pop.
Of course she does, and it's like, actually, don't you want them to like you? Don't you want to win them over? You should actually be like, oh yeah, I know this word and this word. You know me, I know Japanese. I'd be like, Ohayo gozaimasu.
안녕하세요.
Ikata desu ka?
Oh my God. Okay. So Becky said, I cannot stand Devin. She's going to marry this guy and she can't speak any Korean. I've learned more listening to K-pop than this girl. And I'm not planning on marrying any of these dudes in the boy bands. Ugh, she infuriates me. Now, I'm not infuriated that she cannot speak Korean because she's going to be living in America with him and he speaks total English.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure Becky did learn more listening to K-pop. It's like,
of course.
And you know that she does, that's why it's so weird.
Agreed.
Okay. So she starts crying. And so his mother says like something like, oh, we're going to miss you when you move to America because they plan on living with her parents the first year. So she starts crying and he's like, they're like, why is she crying? And he goes, she's crying because she's really sad that you're going to miss me. And they're like, oh, well, she passed the test.
Well, that's what I mean. He knew what to do.
We wish you the best.
Yeah.
Why don't we actually put you on a plane to America right now? They're like, goodbye, get on the plane. And then they all clap and then they leave immediately.
So that's what I thought was weird. They just part ways after that.
I mean, he's like literally like, okay, we're going to start our journey to America.
I'll see 5 minutes. Right.
And she's like, what just happened? And he goes, your tears helped. That was funny.
I love that.
Instead of being like, she's crying because she's a weirdo.
Right. She's crying because she's scared. Because I told her that you're very career driven.
I told everyone she's a pig.
Yeah, this was very silly, but he knew what to do.
Also, his parents were not mean.
So that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I thought your father was very unfriendly.
He told her she was skinny.
Yeah. It's like, I want to meet your dad. Thank you so much.
I'd love to meet your dad.
This is fun, but I would like some better people.
This was not that fun.
No, but you know what's going to be fun? The other way.
I know. And if you want to listen to that, patreon.com/trash talk podcast. Make sure you follow the podcast at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Follow Noelle at Noe Girl on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Follow me at Trixie2Zini on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Everything podcast related is available at TraceyCarnazzo.com, including my live stand-up comedy tour dates.
I can't wait.
See you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.